Have you ever had that strange feeling that she's hiding something behind her, teasing her distance? Or even her criticism, you sense it but can't quite explain it. She acts cold yet her eyes linger. She says we're just friends, but there's something more behind her words. Welcome to the twisted, beautiful paradox of female attraction. Because when a woman secretly likes you, she doesn't always show it with soft smiles and romantic gestures. Sometimes she hides it behind confusing behaviors, emotional shields, and mixed signals that leave your head spinning. But if you learn to decode these signs, you'll finally see the truth she's trying to suppress. And once you understand that truth, you'll never be confused again. Let's dive into the 7 signs. She's secretly into you, even if she's trying her hardest to hide it. Sign 1, she criticizes you for small things, but secretly watches everything you do. When a woman likes a guy but doesn't want anyone to know, not even herself, she sometimes go into defense mode, and one of the most common defense mechanisms is criticism. Not real logical criticism, but little jabs, comments about your shoes, your haircut, your laugh. Especially in front of her friends, she nitpicked the smallest details. About you, oh, he thinks he's so cool? Those shoes really? Or the classic, he's not even my type. But here's what most men miss. If a woman is truly not interested in you, she doesn't waste a breath on you. She forgets your name, overlooks your presence, and couldn't care less about your shoes. Criticism means she's watching closely. And sometimes that closeness makes her uncomfortable, so she covers it with sarcasm or judgment. Her inner attraction outwardly in the form of mock dislike, it's safer, it gives her plausible deniability. To understand this deeper, we need to explore the Freudian concept of defense mechanisms. Projection is a strategy the subconscious uses to avoid admitting our own emotions if she criticizes you in public but shows subtle signs of nervousness afterward. Like looking away quickly or fidgeting, she's likely torn between this. It's better to be criticized by a girl than to be invisible to her, because criticism is especially inconsistent. Criticism's attention disguised as distance. So next time she makes that snarky comment, don't get defensive, smile. You just might. B. Living rent-free in her mind. Sign 2. Overcompensating with we're just friends. Here's something that happens more than you realize. She insists again and again that you're just a friend. And sure, sometimes that's true, but when she says it too much too quickly or with too much emotion, that's usually not rejection. It's overcompensation. She's trying to convince herself more than she's trying to convince you. According to cognitive dissonance theory, our brains crave internal consistency. If her heart feels one way but her mind doesn't want to admit it, she'll create a false narrative to reduce the tension. That's why she might blurt out, we're just friends, okay? Or don't get the wrong idea, but her body language, her voice tone, her behavior tells a very different story. This is not manipulation. It's self-protection, a subtle war between fear and desire. The human brain will often default to false narratives when emotion and logic clash. This internal tug-of-war creates discomfort. Called cognitive dissonance in many cases, people will choose the safer narrative even if it conflicts with their true feelings. So, if she seems oddly passionate about just being friends, lying to you what feels like rejection is often self-preservation. Sign 3, she seems overly distant or cold but still shows up. Let's get real. Have you ever been around a woman who seems like she's deliberately ignoring you? She won't look your way, she exits conversations fast, she might even ghost you or leave your texts on read. You might assume she's just not into you, but sometimes it's exactly the opposite. When the emotions get intense, some women shut down not because they don't care, but because they care too much, and caring too much feels dangerous. She's worried about vulnerability, rejection, judgment, so she puts up walls, and those walls look like coldness. In psychology, this is often referred to as emotional withdrawal, a coping mechanism where she distances herself to avoid pain. But here's the secret. If she truly didn't care, she wouldn't act weird at all. She'd be relaxed, indifferent, but if she's stiff around you, avoids eye contact, or acts like you don't exist, pay attention, because what she's really doing is trying not to let her behavior betray her. Heart and emotionally intelligent individuals' withdrawal can be a sign of internal overload. May feel unsafe. Opening up the solution isn't to chase, but to give her the space to come forward when she's ready. Sign 4, she tries to make you jealous, but acts like she's not. This one might sting a little. Have you ever noticed her talking to another guy when you're around, laughing louder than usual, mentioning how fun someone else is, or casually bringing up this guy who just gets me? It might seem random or even calculated, and guess what? It is calculated, but not in the way you think. When a woman secretly likes you but can't express it directly, she often tries to evoke an emotional response from you, and jealousy is one of the most powerful ones, not because she wants to hurt you, but because she wants proof that you care. Jealousy, psychologically speaking, is tied to the fear of loss, and when she sees that flicker of discomfort in your expression, it reassures her that her feelings aren't one-sided. Studies in neuroscience show that jealousy activates pain-related areas of The brain, the same area is triggered by physical injury, so if she's playfully trying to get under your skin, or if she seems to randomly bring up other guys, when she talks to you, ask yourself, would she really go to that much effort if you meant nothing to her? Probably not. What you're witnessing is her emotional armor. She's testing the waters while keeping herself protected. Evolutionary psychology suggests that jealousy is a subconscious. View her as a partner or a placeholder, so if she tries to make you jealous, that's not a sign of disinterest. That's a sign of emotional investment masked behind deflection. Sign 5. Her friends give her away even when she doesn't speak. Here's a truth you won't hear often. If you want to know how a girl really feels about you, watch her friends. Friends are like emotional satellites. They pick up the signals she's trying to hide. They'll glance at you when she talks. They'll giggle when your name comes up. They'll say things like, "Oh, he's here again," or "So what's going on with you too?" This is called social mirroring. And it's a powerful clue because even if she tries to suppress her feelings, she's likely told someone, a best friend, a cousin, a roommate, and once it's out in her inner circle, the energy shifts. You'll feel the vibes. You'll see the shared smirks. You might even hear a subtle tease. And if someone in her group accidentally mentions something about her liking you, chances are it's not an accident at all. It's the unspoken truth slipping through the cracks. Social groups amplify emotions. The moment she confides in someone, her social behavior adapts accordingly. If her friends know, they become in hiding or revealing her secret. Pay close attention to their collective behavior. Their reactions often say what she won't. So next time you're around her social circle, don't just watch her. Watch them. Sign 6. She sends you mixed signals. Hot one day, cold the next. This is probably the most confusing part of it all. One day, she's texting you nonstop, asking how your day was, sending memes, laughing at your jokes, and the next, you wonder, did I do something wrong? But in reality, what you're seeing is emotional whiplash caused by internal conflict. Sigmund Freud once talked about the tug of war between the conscious and unconscious mind. That's exactly what's happening. Here, on one hand, she genuinely likes you. On the other, she's scared of rejection, judgment, losing control. So she flips between warmth and distance. Not because she's trying to mess with you, but because she's struggling between what she feels and what she thinks she should feel. This is classic ambivalence, the coexistence of love and fear. Her heart says, go for it. Her mind says, back off. Key insight: mixed signals are rarely random. They're the emotional seesaw of a girl who feels something deep but can't figure out how to handle it. So if she runs hot and cold, don't take it as a rejection. Take it as a sign that something real is fighting to come to the surface. Sign 7. She takes interest in your personal life and remembers the details. Here's one that often flies under the radar. She listens. She remembers, sometimes even better than your closest friends do. You might have mentioned your dog's name once, or that your favorite color is navy blue. You forgot you even said it. But she brings it up a week later. This isn't luck. This is selective attention and emotional imprinting. In cognitive psychology, there's something called the priority memory effect, filtering out the rest. If she recalls specific things about your past, your goals, your quirks, it's because she's emotionally investing in you on a deep level. People don't remember what they don't care about. This emotional attentiveness is unconscious loyalty at play. The more she remembers, the more she values you emotionally and mentally. It's often one of the earliest. So if she remembers your birthday, or that you hate spicy food, or that you once dreamed of becoming a pilot as a kid, that's not just a sweet gesture. That's emotional significance, and in a world full of distractions, her attention is the biggest gift you'll ever receive. Sign 8. Her body language says it all. Even when her words don't. Words can lie, smiles can be fake, but body language, that's the language of truth. And when a woman secretly likes you, no matter how much she tries to suppress it, her body will speak before her mouth ever does. It's in the way she shifts her posture when you enter the room. You talk, the soft touch on your arm during conversation, the way she plays with her jewelry, or the way she plays with her jewelry or her hair when she's nervous around you. Our faces and our bodies reveal micro-expressions that last less than half a second. His research into micro-expression analysis is so powerful, it's now used in everything. From FBI interrogations to therapy sessions to detect deception and emotion. The more intense the emotion, the more difficult it becomes to mask. That's why even the most composed women can't hide certain tells when they're truly attracted to someone. So when a woman likes you but is trying to hold it in her body, often leaks the truth. Her pupils may dilate when she sees you, a primal biological response tied to attraction. Her feet may point toward you even if her face doesn't. She mirror your movements, crossing her arms when you do, leaning in when you do. Her breath may quicken and she might fidget even though she's normally calm around others. And perhaps the most powerful of all, the prolonged stare, that few-second gaze that she breaks quickly as if caught in a moment she wasn't ready to admit. It's not just eye contact, it's the way her eyes behave around you. E-tracking studies show that attraction changes the way we scan each other's faces. We focus more on the eyes and lips. When a woman looks at you and her eyes flick down to your mouth, then quickly back up, she's subconsciously imagining intimacy and trying to snap out of it before you notice. In psychological terms, this is nonverbal leakage, when someone is trying to suppress emotion but it leaks out through involuntary physical behavior. So if her lips say, "You're not crazy," for sensing something deeper behind her sarcasm. Her teasing or her sudden distance. Women are emotional masterminds. Often punishes vulnerability, so when she hides her affection behind playful insults, when she disappears the moment she starts to get close, or when she tells you with her lips, see the truth underneath it all? The truth is, attraction doesn't always come in the form of affection. Sometimes it's subtle, indirect, even contradictory. In fact, psychological studies show that uncertainty can actually increase attraction because our brain becomes more active when trying to resolve emotional ambiguity. That tension you feel around her isn't confusion, it's the emotional storm of something real brewing beneath the surface. But here's the key. If you notice these signs and you feel the same way, step up, because sometimes the woman who's pretending not to like you is just afraid that you don't like her back. And when both people are afraid, nobody moves forward. Emotional paralysis sets in, and something meaningful dies in silence. Courage is rare and attractive. Showing interest without fear gives her permission to drop the act and meet you halfway. Short for confusion and emotional games. Time is the only currency you never get back. Don't spend it chasing shadows. Focus your energy on people who show up for you without you having to decode cryptic clues. True connection feels clear, not confusing. It feels warm, not cold. It feels reciprocal, not one-sided. So trust your instincts, but also trust the evidence. Like button, subscribing to Dark Facts to 0, and turning on notifications, so you never miss the truth behind what people say and what they feel. And hey, drop a comment below.